And we continue learning Dirshu Mishnah Berurah Hilchais Tefillah Siman at Sadi Beis. And we're in the middle of learning. We learned about the need to use the bathroom before davening and what happens if one didn't or in the middle of davening needs to use the bathroom. We continue that with learning the preparation for davening, the need to wash your hands. And now we're up to Sif. Hey, continuing the halachas of washing and cleaning your hands for davening. Says the Mechaber Rochatz Yadav Shachris V'Yisiach Ta'itoi. Someone washes his hands in the morning and he's Misiach Das. He wasn't thinking about his hands the whole time. Srichel Netila Tefillah. You have to wash them again. And if you have water. You don't know that your hands are dirty. You just know that you were incognizant where your hands were the whole time, which is the most classical situation. You wake up, you get dressed, you're in the house for a few minutes. You're not thinking the whole time, what's going on with my hands? In contrast, like we saw, if you're in shul, then we assume you are thinking about it because there's nowhere really to put your hands. But if not, you're not thinking about it, but you don't know if they touch lechlach, so you wash your hands. V'lo yivarach, you don't make a bracha. But there's no water right there in this scenario. What's this scenario? Again, you washed them in the morning. You don't know that they're dirty. You just don't know that you just don't have full cognizance that you washed them. You do not have to wash your hands again. Says Ramav, and now, even if your hands are dirty and you wash it for davening, says the Ramah, you still do not make a bracha when you wash your hands. We continue over here. Excuse me, I'm not sure what just happened. We continue over here with the Mishnah Berurah on Sif Hey. Says the Mishnah Berurah Sif Katan Chav Gimel that your Mesiach Das, that you washed your hands in the morning, but now you're Mesiach Das, that you were not thinking about your hands. Ratz Alaymar explains the Mishnah Berurah. Shehiflik Arbe Ben Atila Tvila, there's amount of time between washing and davening. You weren't thinking about it the whole time. And certainly there's a Esech Hadas, you wash your hands in the morning and then till all the way till Mincha. So what do you do? And again, this is the most classical scenario. And the Mechaber is basking that what? You wash your hands for davening. Since you were not thinking about watching them the whole time, your hands move around. Maybe you touch a dirty area and therefore you wash your hands for shachris. Another incredible klal. Someone wants to sit down to learn. Someone wants to, repeat Kriya Shema at night. Someone wants to say Kriya Shema early in the morning. And he doesn't know that his hands are dirty, but he doesn't know that he washed his hands. Stam Yadayim are kasherus for brachas Kriya Shema and Torah. Over there, the Pri Megadim Paskin that Stam Yadayim are possible for Kriya Shema. Sounds, is Mishnah Paskin like the Pri Megadim, not perfectly clear. He does say Aval, but it's Aval over there. Not perfectly clear, but again, I guess we'll say for Kriya Shema, one should certainly be more careful. So if you don't have water prepared and you don't know your hands are dirty, the Mechaber Paskin, you don't have to go look for water. But what do? You have to wipe them off. The Dilma medubik b'ma'at is a little bit of tzayon and reiziyah. You touch the covered area, so maybe there's a little bit of sweat on there. Therefore, you have to wipe it off. It's kaneach idei nikayin. If you touch the covered area, if you use the bathroom, you have to go look for water, even for mincha. We continue with Sef Vav. You're in the middle of davening, and you remembered that you touched the covered area. It's enough to wipe your hands in dirt racks or to rub it on the wall. And this is very classical. Maybe someone scratched his head. Maybe someone stuck his hand in his shirt or something. What do? You let it wipe it off in the middle of davening, and you do not have to go out and get water in the middle of davening. Says Mishmur Sivkat Chavzayin, you're oimid b'tfila. Avalim oimid b'kriyah shema. Oimid b'sukkah zimra. Then tzarich lital yadav, you should go wash your hands. What did the Mishnah Berurah is explaining? Why did the Mechaber write this whole sift ex post facto? And you remember that you did it. Says the Mishnah Berurah, you know why? Because the You're not allowed to touch your body in middle of davening. And we continue with Siv Zayin, a very similar halach. We keep on talking about touching areas that are dirty. What are these dirty areas? Says the Mechaber, covered areas of the body, because they're filled with sweat. And similarly, if he scratched his head, says the Rambam, so you're not allowed to touch these areas, scratch your hand while you're davening. You think about Torah, you're davening or you're learning. You pick your nose or your ears are the same. Ki'im al yedei beged. You should do it with a beged, with a tissue, etc. Says Mishnah Berurah, if katul chavtas oisik ba'Torah, but di'evet daim nikayim ma'al l'Torah. But di'evet, it's enough to wipe them off for a Torah. L'brachas aval pi sheish l'mayim. Even if you have water, but di'evet for Torah, we don't want to be mafsik. We don't want to be mevatel Torah, and you let it wipe off your hands. Vayin le'al seif Siman Mishnah Berurah. V'naga betit v'refesh, disgusting stuff. Efesh dafil l'chatchila sharikach. Aval el b'seif Siman because we megadin tzarach l'nakas mitzchila af l'divrei Torah. You should wipe your hands l'chatchila b'divrei Torah. V'chein nir l'hachmer l'chatchila b'refesh. We'll see some dirshus hopefully in a moment, but let's just finish off today's shir with Siv Ches. Hamashtin sonu urinates li yispali cannot daven ad sheyisha k'dei hiloch arba amos till he waits the amount of time to walk for amos misham nitzaitzes because of the droplets that could be falling out. Mispal lo yishten and so on davens lo yishten ad sheyisha k'dei hiloch arba amos shkol arba amos tfilasei shkur bevev beroicha sheimrach sivvasei. If you're middle of davening, you shouldn't jump right into the bathroom because for 4 amos that one is in the small amount of time, the tefillah is still on his lips, and you don't want to start davening in such a scenario. So it says the Mishnah Berurah over here, Sivkat and Lamid, this was on the previous Sif, I apologize. Ha'izin ve'af, va'agra mekel bazeh, the going is mekel, v'lein goes to B'shari Tshuva, Shem Maruksia, which is the big savior. I'm sure many people were nervous. What do you mean? Someone may pick their nose, pick their ears, and I have to go wash my hands. Says the guy, you could be mekel. Sivkat and Lamid Al, from the Mishnah Berurah, Mashtin and so to urinate, so it's a lemer bekli, v'natal akli, v'chol kayam, the shein asal isbal, machmas a meiraglaim gufa. You have to create a situation that there's no meiraglaim in front of you. So we don't have this question because we have bathrooms, but that's what it's talking about. Shiisha kadeis if katalam beis vach arba amois shia rucha cham shani tzaitzes shem amasai kolin kichsusai. After 4 amos, we're not worried anymore about droplets of urine that might come out, and we conclude with sifkat and lamin gimel kadei hilach the amount of time to walk where it's a lemer azman shal hilach arba amos av. You're allowed to use the bathroom right there. Is that you don't use the bathroom within 4 amos of where you daven. And of course, we don't necessarily familiarize ourselves. We can't really fully appreciate these halachos because we just go to the bathroom. No one's using the bathroom necessarily in the place that they davened, etc. So let's for a moment move up to some of the dirshus over here before we call it a day. Says the Dirshu. Here we go. Note number 32. That he quoted Siman in Mishnah Berurah. Over there it's mashal chatzchila. It's enough to wipe off your hands to make a bracha and to learn. Only to get rid of the ruach you need water. However, the Shari Tshuva adds on that in the Zayir it's mavuar that you need to wash your hands with water, and it's roy lahachmer when you have water before saying krishma, etc. Now, when your hands are dirty from eating food, says the Shartzian in Kof Pei Aleph, you have to wipe them before you make a bracha. And Rechai Kanievsky and Shani Halachos writes that the Mishnah Berurah's mashma, this is only by an istnis. The Shartzian is mashma, I feel if you're not an istnis, and the Shani Halachos leaves it off Sarachian. But I guess the truth is we should just point out that nowadays everyone at some level is an istnis. Your hands are all greasy from eating a piece of pizza. I think we'd all agree that you got to clean them off before you make a bracha. Now what's the so too with tit we learned you have to clean your hands off. And now fine, let's conclude with note number 35 that about the earwax and picking one's nose. After says Aizen, the Mark Yaakov says you need to wash your hands because that's any worse from touching other covered areas. But the nose is considered like a closed area, covered area, so if you touch it, you don't have to wash your hands. But the Viragra is not mechalik. So again, so it seems there's makkah to be made both on earwax and on nose. And Rav Steinman says, the name of the Chazon Ish, that even the Goyin, Shkam Nagrayin, certainly this Yadayim, it's only if you touch the Yotza Achutza, but if you put your hand all the way into your ear, then you should wash your hands. So even though the Goyin didn't necessarily sound that way, but that's how Rav Aaron Leib, the Chazon Ish, is learning the Goyin. So definitely, it's not l'chatchila to put your fingers in your nose, in your ears, ever, certainly not in the middle of davening. So we'll say it's a makam to be machmir and wash your hands, as the Chazon Ish is learning if you went deep in. But there is a makam to be made like the Vilna Gaon. I'll pick it up from Sif Test in the next year, B'siyata Dishmaya.